Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Married by Marymount, the official Marymount Athletics podcast. Today, I'm joined by men's track and field athlete Sam Struggs. Today, Sam and I will talk about his journey to Marymount, the 7 different events that he competes in, and what it means to be a Black athlete here at Marymount. With that, let's meet Sam. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Made by Marymount, the official Marymount Athletics podcast. This is episode 18, and today I'm joined by men's track athlete Sam Struggs. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fabulous. I'm excited to have you on today. Another track athlete here. I had a woman on previously, so I'm excited to talk to the other side of track and some fun stuff.
Yeah, now you get to hear the real side.
Interesting. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about you. You were from Texas originally. Mm-hmm. How'd you end up in Arlington, Virginia?
So it's a funny story. A while ago, I actually did used to live in Virginia in middle school. I moved during my 8th grade year, so I spent the majority of the last year of middle school and all of high school in Texas. And my dad was actually he's been in this area for a while now, ever since I was born. So I decided after high school that I just wanted to come back and, live around him and just, get to spend some time with him. And the opportunity opened up for me to go to Marymount, and I took it.
Is it true that everything is bigger in Texas?
Yes, it is definitely true. The skylines are bigger, the food is bigger, everything is just bigger in Texas.
Interesting. So if I'm getting a meal, do I want to get it in Texas?
Most definitely, especially barbecue.
Really? Mm-hmm. Well, that's what everybody says.
Yep.
Do you have so are you a big barbecue person then?
I am.
Really?
Brisket is always a go-to, but there's a lot of different barbecue styles. So
interesting. Do you have any favorites here?
Here, I wouldn't get barbecue here.
Really?
I'm just gonna be honest
so
with you.
You're strictly in Texas.
Yes. If I get barbecue here, it's just because it was an option. It's not like I chose it.
Interesting. Yeah. That's really funny. Mm-hmm. I understand that. I feel like that's similar to what, New Yorkers and pizza.
Definitely.
It's kind of like nothing will ever top Texas barbecue, New York pizza.
Exactly.
Interesting. Well, now we're going to talk a little bit about track.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit about your running track history. You have played a key role on the men's track team here. So let's talk a little bit about how you got started, in this sport. I feel like everybody starts athletically running, mm-hmm. but it's something that you excelled at and you stuck with. So let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So for starters, I started track during sophomore year, and then COVID happened. So it's been a little bumpy. I didn't run junior year of high school, so it was interesting dealing with practicing but not competing, and that was something that affected me a lot. And it just made me really want to excel and become better and prove that I could show up and stand out. And then senior year, I finally got my shot. I got to be a part of the varsity squad of my high school, and from there, I just kind of fell in love with track again. It was everything I wanted it to be. I could show the world what I had to offer. And then, the opportunity came up, of course, to run in college, and I was like, I have to take this. It was always something great for me, so I just had to stick with it. And then, of course, coming to this school, I had a lot of mentoring from some of the, the seniors who were here when I was a freshman on just the ways of track, because when I was in high school, I kind of did maybe 2 events, but here you kind of have to do a lot, and you
right.
just have to get used to doing a lot. But it's been fun. The people before me really helped me out, and I thank them for that always.
And so when you are practicing, for track, what are you doing at a practice? What does your practice normally look like?
So our practices are, we have 2 days of kind of lighter practices. So that would be a Monday and a Friday. And then we have 2 days of the harder practices, and those are the days that include lifts. So team lifts is when you're in the, in the gym, getting strong with the best performance coach, Coach Hector.
Shout out Coach Hector.
Shout out Coach Hector. So, those are the harder days because it's stacked right after your practice. But during those, those practices on Tuesdays and Thursdays is usually when we get to running. We do our short sprints, we do our wicket drills to help with form. And then, we'll add in longer stuff at the end, of course. just to make sure that we're doing our reps, we're doing enough reps, and we're just keeping our fitness high.
Right.
But usually we'll start with form work earlier in the week. So Tuesdays will be form work, and then Thursdays will be the harder days. And then on Mondays and Fridays is kind of light plyometrics, maybe some box jumps, and then, maybe a circuit, just to keep the heart up.
So you mentioned when you came to Marymount, you had to start doing a bunch of different events.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of those events that you're doing now?
So some of those events are, I might have to start counting on my hands. It's a lot. But the 100-meter dash, 200-meter dash, 400-meter dash, of the relays of the 100-meter and 400-meter, so the 4x1 and 4x4, long jump, triple jump, and yep, that's it.
So out of those, what are your favorite, or what is your favorites to do?
That's such a hard question.
Because they're kind of different.
Yes, that's such a hard question. They all use different systems of energy, and you can be good at one and bad at another. But my favorite is probably the 4x1 relay.
Yeah,
it's very
relays
fast.
are always fun.
Exactly, it's very fast, and just working with other people is always so fun. You have a lot of personalities, and you can make jokes and keep each other, uplifted and stuff like that. But if I had to pick a second favorite, I'd probably pick the 200 because it's just like, everyone thinks they've beaten you on the curve, but then you get to the straight and people start running out of gas. So, you get to see who's really locked in.
Right. So you have your own form of you know how to race that race pretty much.
Yes.
You know exactly, okay, I know on the straights, that's where I got to haul. That's, my way that I'm going to excel.
Exactly.
Interesting. And so, we're going to talk about your relay a little bit. Last year at conference, you guys had some success and you had some personal achievements. Let's talk conference last year a little bit. And that was the first year for you. So what was it like going into your first collegiate conference meet? I remember what mine was like. And it's always so interesting because you show up there and you're looking around. You're wow.
Exactly. You're so just awestruck, and you're just like a kid in a candy store. Pretty much. You're like, oh, everything feels electric. It was great, honestly. From day one, I just felt that as a team, we could do a lot more than what people thought we could. There was a lot of big moments across the board for everyone, especially on the relay side. Personally, I was just every day, just just give me one more good event, because I did a lot at conference, which was a first for me. I've never done that many events over the span of 2 days.
How many events did you do? Ballpark, if you don't remember to a T.
I did 7 events.
7 is crazy. I could not imagine swimming 7 events in one meet. That is actually one. We just had our conference. You know how many events I swam? 3. So
you probably still murdered it in those 3 events. So
Thank you. But I swimming 7. It's whew.
Yes,
that's crazy.
So, but it was amazing. Honestly, just getting to compete really fuels me. So, just working with everyone, it was such a great thing. Of course, we would have liked to win, but it's coming up.
Yeah, you guys are coming up on that.
Exactly.
You're gonna. I don't have it down in my mind. And talking a little bit about your meet schedule, you and I were talking before. So you guys started out, and then you had a meet February 16th. Am I correct?
Yes.
And then right now you're in kind of a little bit of a break here, and then you will start back up next weekend. You have this weird break of time here. How is that? Is that hard for you guys? Maybe you personally, you're just it's just a break. I just have to keep practicing. Mindset still stays the same. I know, for sometimes with my sport, I'm what am I even working for? I don't have a meet this weekend. Why do I need to show up today? It's hard to find. Do you guys find that similar, or is it maybe something different for you? It's a whole different sport.
We definitely do find times where it's hard to really tell what you're doing because it's we're in a deload week or a week where we don't do as much and we're not competing. So it's what am I supposed to do with my time? How do I manage, not actually competing this weekend? But I definitely feel like our coaches will definitely help us out all the time. They just, tell us to stay focused. Hey, it's not about today. It's not about tomorrow. It's about getting to that meet. So, if today doesn't go the best, if you don't get to recover as well as you wanted to today, you always have tomorrow to improve, and the next day and the next day until we get to that meet. And just, but they'll definitely stay on us and just keep us focused on the task at hand, which is, of course, competing the best at every meet that we have an opportunity to run at.
And so we're going to talk a little off season. So when you are done here at the end of this year, what are you doing all through the summer and, through the winter to stay, in your prime, physical shape?
It's funny that you mentioned that. See, for track, it's hard to say like, okay, there's a really like an off season, but
I feel like you're probably just like running a lot.
Yes, it is. Okay. It is a lot of running. But one thing that is very important is taking a break. Vacation is very important. I would not suggest that someone runs for the entirety of their break. They will probably get hurt, and it'll just mess up their progression next season. So definitely taking breaks is very stressed and is very important, as it is with everything. But, if you start training before the end of June, there's really no reason to, there's no reason to train before June.
Why do you say that?
Why do I say that? It's just, along with making sure you don't get injured, it's just a mindset thing. I feel like if your life is just track for 5 or 6 months straight, you're going to get very tired of it quickly.
Yeah.
So, just having those breaks and just knowing, hey, I've been competing for the last 4 months on a weekly basis. It's time to take a break.
And so, you talk about these breaks. What are you doing during a break?
What am I doing? Well, last year I went on vacation.
Where'd you go?
I went to Kenya.
How interesting.
Best vacation of my life. It was 3 weeks. It was a lot of meeting family, stuff like that. But it was restful. It was restful. I slept in pretty much every day.
That's the best.
I ate home cooked meals every day, so it was amazing. But that was stuff like that. It's just chilling out.
Yeah. Kind of charging whatever you kind of feel like died off a little bit during that season sometimes because they're long. Seasons are long.
Exactly.
And so when you got to charge that battery sometimes.
Exactly.
Talking about your trip, what was one of your favorite parts of that trip that you remember? I mean, it was only a year ago, so. I would definitely say just enjoying the scenery. There's a lot of nature and, just there's literally big parks that are probably, 4 or 5 miles, just all in a very close range from each other. And there's a lot of property that's just free, just walk, enjoy nature, look at the trees, look at the flowers. And it's just relaxing because you can listen to music or you can just listen to nothing, Yeah.
Just listen to the birds chirping, background noise, but you just walk and you just enjoy life.
Yeah. That can be some of the best things. It's excuse me, going on hikes can be some of the most therapeutic things in the world.
You said it.
So with today being a leap day and leap year, it gives us one extra day of Black History Month. And you being a Black athlete here at Marymount University, what is it like being able to be a collegiate athlete, pursuing a dream that I'm sure you've had for a long time?
It's amazing, honestly. One thing that I try to do is, at least during Black History Month, is try to research some of the greats that have come before us, of course in the realm of athletics, but also just Black history in general. And I just reflect on it every day and try to be a good example and a representative of what they thought was best. I feel like as a Black athlete, sometimes it gets hard. It's very hard because you might feel overlooked. You might feel like a minority, but you can always come together and find people who will support you. And when you do that, you can't go wrong.
Who are some of your favorite athletes that you've gotten the chance to research and learn about?
Definitely, I'll have to say Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
I have to say Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace. But Kobe Bryant. I'll definitely say recently Caleb Williams. There's a lot of great Black athletes who have shown that they care about their community as well, and they're always willing to give back. And I just enjoy that, and hopefully I want to be able to do the same.
I'm sure you can one day. So as we trail off, I like to always end on a little fun note where we do a little bit of rapid fire questions. So rules are, I'm going to ask you random questions. You don't know what they are,
okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then you have to give me an answer as fast as you can.
Okay.
Sometimes people struggle with as fast as you can. First thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
Okay. Ready?
I'm ready.
Favorite sport to watch?
Football.
Favorite color?
Blue.
Favorite Gatorade color?
Lemon lime.
Lemon lime?
Yes.
My dude, thank you. Everybody's like blue. Lemon lime is good.
Never in a million years will it be blue.
Okay, that's crazy. Lemon lime. Thank God you said that. All right. Favorite Starburst color?
Pink.
Mine's red.
Red is a very close second. I'll say that. Red is a very close second.
Favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
Stuffing.
You and I have similar palates. I like it. Okay. Last three that I'm going to ask. Okay. Favorite animal?
Honey badger.
Can I ask why?
If you know anything about honey badgers, they are...
I don't. I'll preface you on that.
They are the epitome of resilience and just having that dog in you. They're just that creature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And then, what was the last? Oh, I had two more. Favorite sea animal?
Dolphin.
Good choice. And then the last one is not maybe a little bit of a rapid fire question, but what is your favorite thing to do on campus here at Marymount?
On campus, as weird as it sounds, I'm gonna say eat.
Okay.
But eating in the sense that it's a time to talk to other people, talk to your friends,
right.
Especially if it's a big group of people.
Yeah.
And just talk about your day, de-stress, stuff like that.
All right. Well, I love that. Well, Sam, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I had a pleasure talking to you and getting to know you a little bit about, you past athletics. I always think that that's really special, and that's some of my favorite things about the podcast. And I'm so excited for you guys and you so individually much. In your season this year. So good luck next weekend and with the rest of your season.
Thank you so much. And thank you for having me on the podcast.
Always. Thank you.